Alright, what's up guys? We got a battle against Wilechase here. Figured I'd narrate this time because A, it's a pretty good match, and B, I'm getting tired of dancing around YouTube copyright shit. Like, I just don't want to upload a battle and think that it might get muted, and then I'll have to use bodies hit the floor. And that's only 3 minutes long. It gets a decent song, I guess, but it's going to be like 3 minutes long and then 7 minutes of nothing, just of Pokemon dancing around doing moves. I'm guessing you guys want to hear something instead of just like watching a silent Pokemon battle. We're not in the 20s anymore, we don't need silent movies. So anyhow, he wins the speed tie there, which is good for me because I want him to win it, and because it allows me to save switch in. And I go for the Dragon Claw, so kind of a bit of a wasted opportunity there. Could have gone for the Earthquake and got more damage in on this Rankless. Would have been nice because I hate this to return the other thing with a passion, but whatever. He goes for the Psychic, because I thought he might go for the Calm Mind, but he might as well have gone for it because now he's a +1 anyway, essentially, because I'm at -1. And then I make a really dumb move there, and yes, it needed that many realies. I go for Stealth Rock. I should not have gone for Stealth Rock. Like, yes, it's nice to get rocks up, but not when you have Rankless now, who's essentially at +2 and is about to kill your only phaser. So I'm just sticking here going miss, but it doesn't miss. But luckily enough for me, I'm able to live with 12 health, which I'm sure is a low hit. Haven't done calcs, but I'm just going to hazard a guess and say that it is. So yeah, luckily enough, I managed to get that thing out of the way for now. I'm of course going to have to worry about it later because once again, I've made a team that doesn't really have much of a Rankless even to check for it. So yeah, I guess I just stay in because I thought he might Roost or Dragon Dance, taking the switch because he thought I might lose my Heatran for fodder later, but he just goes for the safe Brick Break and my Heatran dies. So that's unfortunate, but at least I got my Stealth Rocks up, because you know, you gotta get them rocks up. He goes for the Roost, and I go for the Thunderbolt, predicting the switch. I guess that's probably why I went for the Roost. And I don't think I even did enough there to get rid of like his multi-scale. I can't tell from here, but I don't think I did. I think he's at full health right now. So basically, like nothing happened. I basically could have just sat there and did nothing. That's the equivalent of my Thunderbolt right now. I go for the T-Wave while he goes for the Dragon Dance, so I'll kind of cancel out the speed there. And of course the Electro Recovery, I know I can safely go for it, because I know he didn't have a Lumberry, because you know Dragon Dance sometimes run those things as well. And I go for the Hidden Power Ice, because of multi-skill, that thing tasted like a freaking beast. And but I take that Dragon Claw like a beast as well, so that's nice. And I go for the Roost here, thinking that he may switch and use his Dragonite for fodder later, rather than using it for fodder right now. But I guess he just wants to use it now, and he wants me to kill it, so I go for Hidden Power Ice the next turn anyway, and kill it off. Pretty luckily for me though that he didn't get a crit or anything like that there, because that would have sucked. Paralyzed Axe would be really nice because then I would have gotten both best of both worlds, this thing dead and full health, but you know, I can't really ask for that. So yeah, Dragonite dead, we basically tied 5-5. He goes to the Magnet Zone, and I guess I didn't really build my team with this thing in mind either. I don't really have much of a check. I knew Substitute was pretty obvious, but I knew I'd be able to live one and break it with a Hidden Power Fire. So yeah, that's what happens here. And then he's going to switch out to Road and Wash, I think, in a sec. Well, I know I really shouldn't narrate this far ahead, but that's what he's going to do. So yeah, I break this up with Hidden Power Fire, he goes for the T-Bolt, take it reasonably well. And the switch to Road and Wash, like I said, was obvious, so I could have double switched into you know, anything really. But I go for the Hidden Power Fire anyway, just thinking he might switch, he stay in, and he doesn't. And I basically just let me kill himself here. I let him kill me here, because I thought, like, well, I didn't even know if he was going to go for the Volt Switch. I thought he might trick predicting the switch, and if he kills, then basically instead of him getting a safe switch in, which like you usually do with stuff like Volt Switch or U-Turn, I get one because of course he has to switch in his guy before I switch in mine. But he switches in Rankless anyways, and like I mentioned before, I didn't really have a really good check to this thing. I just go for the EQ to get damage, and I guess he goes for the Psychic for the same reason. Because of both of their bulkiness, they take both of those hits rather well. And again, another opportunity to double switch here, but I didn't do it. I just go for the Earthquake because I really don't like that Rankless, and I don't really want to afford to double switch at any point now. So yeah. I go out to Whimsicott here because I looked over his team preview, and I thought that Whimsicott might not have been much help in this match. So yeah, I think that's the only thing I really want to take a choice card at this point. I guess like I was still kind of fearing Hidden Power Ice at that point as well, and I thought he might. I don't want Guard Type to get hit with that right now. Really, I need that thing alive. I go for the Lychee, which is dumb. switch is pretty obvious. Should have gone for U-turn, but whatever. So I go to Conqueror here, and his Leech Seed misses, which is really nice. And then I predict to switch to his Rankless, so I go for the Stone Edge instead of a fighting move. But he actually goes out to Victini, so that's even better. However, my Stone Edge misses. It might not have killed because of the 100 base defenses this thing has, but I think it would have at least brought it down to like a point where it might not have been able to switch in again because of Stealth Rock damage. So that Stone Edge would have been nice really to get, but you know what? Shit happens. It's less than 100% accuracy, and sometimes moves like that miss. It's just gonna happen sometimes. That's the risk you take when you use them. So you know what? It isn't that big of a deal. I'm not upset about it. So I go for the Dragon Claw here because the switch to Rotom is pretty obvious, seeing as he did it before. So yeah, that's what he does again. Dragon Claw kills off that Rotom, which is nice because, you know, you want to get as many Pokemon killed as your opponent as you can, so he has less moves to make, you know. But of course, I'm stuck on Dragon Claw here, so I have to switch out. Sub was obvious, but like I said, stuck on Dragon Claw, it's not going to break the sub. So yeah, Conqueror is my best bet here. I go for the Drain Punch after it goes for the T-Bolt, and I actually learned something new here. As you're going to see in about a few seconds, I get health back from the sub, using Drain Punch on the sub. And I actually did not realize that you get health back by doing that in the sub. So you know, you learn something new every day. That's what I learned that day, is that you get health back. So I guess if you didn't know that, you learned something new too. Drain Punch wasn't as widely used last gen, which is really probably why I didn't know it, because it only had 60 base power. But it has 75, and so does Grigadon actually this gen, so much more widely used move. I thought of over-predicting here, but I really couldn't afford it at this point. Like, really, you should only over-predict when you have an advantage. I don't really at this point. I need to get as many things like dead as possible. So I get the Magazone out, and he's got Rankless, Victini, and his Ferrothorn left at this point. I go for the Stone Edge, hoping for a crit, and it doesn't happen. And he manages to get most of his health back with Recover here. So that kind of sucks. I go out to Whimsicott here, thinking that he might try to set up on me. And I have Encored my Whimsicott, so I would have been able to Encore and then basically force him to switch out. But he goes for the Psychic instead, just going for the kill. I waste a move here and I Toxic, but I probably should have Encored him. I think he eventually does switch out, but I would have absolutely forced him to do it if I had Encored him, seeing as he wouldn't be able to cover for 3 turns. So, yeah. Kind of a bit of a bad move there. Doesn't really matter too much, but it would have made a slight difference, I suppose. I still can't go for Outrage with Ferrothorn going around, so I have to go for the Earthquake. And he's going to live another one. However, he does switch out here to Ferrothorn, and he gets EQ'd. I'm just going to stay in and EQ it again right afterwards, and he's going to finish me off. So basically, I only have 2 guys left after he Gyro Balls me here. As you're going to see in about a couple seconds, after I go for another Earthquake. Gets him down to about red, and then I die here. I go with the Conqueror, because that's my best bet, and I'm kind of either hoping he doesn't run Power Whip, or I live the Power Whip, because I'm going to go for a Bulk Up here, just so I have more damage to hit that Rankless with. But he does go have a Power Whip, he goes for it, and he gets a crit. But actually, I checked calculations, and he would have had to hit really low for me to live that anyway. I think it does something like 85, between 85 and 102 HP there. So that would have been hacks in and of itself if I had lived that. So crit didn't really matter at all. I go for the Thunderbolt because, I don't know, I thought he might switch and it would have done more damage to Rankless or Victini. He lives just barely even after the crit, and this game is pretty much over. It's just going to be him whittling down the health of my Zapdos and then finishing it off with a V-Crate, which I'm going to say is a very, very fitting ending to a battle. So yeah, good game while. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.